So I would like to jump over to San Jose and talk about Erik Karlsson's comments yesterday, discussing that, the fact that now San Jose is back to what NHL 500, which is still 3 games under 500. But they are 11, and I think 3. And Erik Karlsson said, I signed here for a long time because I didn't want to go through a rebuild like I did. And he insinuated the whole time in Ottawa. Now, the Senators, while Erik Karlsson was a Senator, made the playoffs 6 of 9 years. So Senators fans are noticeably pissed about it. And I understand why. However, the reason that they made the playoffs is because of Erik Karlsson, right?
Yeah.
I think what Erik Karlsson was saying is he didn't want to be the only good player anymore. And I think that's a fair comment. I mean, there were good players, but let's be honest. The one thing I have an issue with Erik Karlsson is you signed in San Jose and didn't look at anyone's age. Pavelski was 34. Mark-Edward Vlasic was 34, 35. Brent Burns is 34, 35. Joe Thornton was around when Stonehenge went up. Patty Marleau coming back. He must have seen this coming. And if he didn't, why would you sign the contract?
Right.
I don't have an issue with the Senators' comment at all. I have an issue with the fact that you signed with San Jose not fully expecting to be a part of a rebuild. What were you expecting? These guys had 2-3 years max.
You signed with a team, and then a year and a half in, you got zero loyalty to the team, to the fan base, to anything that's going on. When you sign this massive deal, and you know what they present the future, and you can see what's going to happen, and either you're going to stick around or you don't sign the contract.
I think you look at those contracts that the Sharks have, and we look at it from our couches and computer chairs and go, oh boy, that's going to cause them None of us were saying the San Jose Sharks are going to suck. Very few of us were saying that. We're saying, oh boy, down the line they're going to have trouble. We didn't think down the line was going to be immediately. And that's basically what has happened to the Sharks. I think Erik Karlsson looked at the Sharks and went, boy, that team looks real good. And I'm Erik Karlsson, so I'm going to make them better. Mm-hmm. We're going to have the most unstoppable right side in hockey. Me, Brent Burns, and who cares? We're going to be the most unstoppable right side in hockey. You can play us on the same pair if you want. We're going to demolish you. We're going to destroy you. There's going to be very little turnover because all these contracts, I'm going to play with guys I've played with and against in the Olympics. There are a few young guys, Timo Meier, coming up who are going to supplement the lineup. It kind of reminds me of when Jarome Iginla signed with the Avalanche. And we know that was the wrong decision now because they were riding a ridiculous PDO bender and everything. But if I'm Jarome Iginla, I go, gosh, the Avalanche finished, I think it was 3rd in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm going to be playing with Landeskog for my whole contract. I know I'm going to be playing with Duchesne for my whole contract. I'm going to be playing with McKinnon for my whole contract. I'm trying to think of who else was on the Avalanche at the time, but I know who I'm going to be playing with. Mm-hmm. I want the best situation. I like the mountains. I like winning. I like knowing who my teammates are going to be. And when he signed that deal with the Avalanche, I think he thought he knew all those things. Same with Karlsson and the Sharks. And, those, what was the contract? 8 years?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3-4 years from now, 5 years from now, you can't live life that way. You know what I mean? That's I'm looking to win a cup with the San Jose Sharks, at least one in the first 3 years. We'll figure out the last 5 later. But that's what we all thought. Dude, that's what we all thought was going to happen. There's a reason they didn't lottery protect that pick. Who among us thought the Sharks were going to end up giving up the 3rd overall pick?
Right. We did say their day was coming.
Yeah. And I don't like the precedent that, hey, you sign a deal and then it doesn't work out immediately as how you had hoped, and then you're out. Yeah. And then you start criticizing the team.
When you're
I don't like that precedent from what'd you say?
What's the quote? Can you read the quote again?
Let me pull it. Hang on. When you're an $11 million player, that is that's your job.
Right.
You are the one who prevents the rebuild, Erik.
You're the franchise.
Yes.
Drew Doughty's been taking some criticism, but at least Drew Doughty is like,
oh yeah, he's had a great year.
Yeah, people are doubting me. He's producing. I deserve to be on the Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That is, you could talk about the performance. I don't know what his underlying numbers are, but he's got the attitude, at least, of a player making his money.
Yeah, Drew Doughty is an LA king. Like that is his persona. And it seems like Erik Karlsson just like, hey, I'm just here for a drive-by and I signed this giant deal and now I'm out.
And he wants to be there for when they don't suck. And he wants to be the reason that they don't suck.
Well, he needs to be then.
Yeah. Well, Doughty
Doughty
wants to drag this franchise that he wears, that he's a part of. He wants to drag them back to contention.
And has won with. And you want Erik Karlsson to have that attitude where it's like, no, winning's not acceptable here, and I'm going to help this franchise come back.
Sure, yeah.
Or sorry,
losing's not acceptable.
Losing's not acceptable.
Winning. This is not what I signed up for.
Winning is for losers.
Losing's not acceptable here, and I'm going to drag these guys back to contention because I'm here for the long haul. And
Let me
this
read the
just
quote.
seems like such a defeatist attitude.
Obviously, I didn't sign here to go through a rebuild or go through what I did for 10 years in Ottawa, but it is what it is. I think we need to find a way to build with a core group that we have here and figure out a way to be competitive here in upcoming years. To be fair to the Sharks, if they had good goaltending, they probably would be a lot better. But I don't know how you manage that. And as the team gets older, and the way I think what irked people too, and I understand why Sens fans are pissed. Like, I don't want to go through what I went through 10 years. Like, we loved you for 10 fucking years, man. Come on.
Also, you had success there.
You did. You went to the conference finals.
All right.
Because of him.
Because of him. But I guess he wanted some support. But when you want to make $11 million, you don't get the same support as you do when you make $5 million. You are the first guy.
You're the support.
Yes. You're the lead guy, man. That's you. And the way he said it was like, obviously, I don't want to be, there's a bit of a, and I hate to put it this way, because this isn't really fair to Erik. He was frustrated. It sounded like whining. Like, here we are.
It reads like whining.
It reads like whining. Watch him say it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic. People are losing their jobs.
That's what worldwide means. Sorry, I got to be that.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. We're in a pandemic. Everybody's affected.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
The economy's not great. People aren't making big money. They're not feeling. We weren't financially satisfied before the pandemic. Imagine what not being able to work has done. And you're whinging at $11.5 million a year, American.
Is it 0.5?
I think it's 11.5.
Adam, can you read the quote in your whiny Twitter voice?
No, I can't. That's not nice.
Okay.
It's not nice. I'm not going to do it.
Don't do that.
Was it? But you watch and you go, come on, man. And I understand frustration. I sound like I whine sometimes too. Fine. But This is unacceptable from a leader on this team. I do like the fact that you said we got to find a way to build with the guys here. Yeah, because you don't have a choice, Erik. You are the guy here.
Right.
You and Brent Burns and Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Marc-Edouard Vlasic was an Olympic caliber defenseman. He is no longer, still makes Olympic caliber money. You got to deal with that. And you signed up to be that guy. So you figure it out.
Now, I think it's a guy who's frustrated.
Sure.
Not just with losing, but with what he can do, what he can and can't do. Erik Karlsson has done far more with far less in his NHL career. And the difference between him now and in 2017 is now he can't do it the way he used to. He can't. His body won't let him. I don't think his body will let him.
He reached that point at 30,
But most people do.
He's still a young hockey player, though.
Doug Wilson should have known that, though.
Dude, his Achilles. He played for months on a broken foot.
Yeah.
We talk about hard miles, there's a reason.
Pivot certain ways.
Yeah, good for him for getting the money. He's earned it. But the issue is the contract's going to go on for another 6 years or whatever.
If I may.
Oh.
So the first year he's there, they go to the Western Conference Finals and they lose to the St. Louis Blues, right? Last year, not so good. And here's the second part of the quote. He said, I think the year we had last year, I think it's pretty clear that we're not going to be the team that maybe we were the first year I got here. It doesn't take rocket science to figure that out. So
What if
Come on,
Erik
dude.
Karlsson is still Erik Karlsson? It's just he's got to worry about every time the puck going behind him that it's going to go in the net.
Well, and that's fair. They haven't had good goaltending. Martin Jones has stunk for a while.
Does Erik Karlsson need a goalie to be Erik Karlsson? You want to talk about teams whose first priority should be to get goaltending.
San Jose.
I mean, everyone, the second that signing was made, Dom, all the stats guys were like, Dubnyk? That's your answer?
All right.
And I think he's been better than Jones. I'd have to see the number. I mean,
He's got a 904. It's better than Jones.
Cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And it's not like Craig Anderson was competing for the Vezina every year. He was just good. And every now and then activated Goku mode where he was just, God, what a weird goalie. I feel like making 50 consecutive saves tonight. How about you guys? that was Craig Anderson for a long time.
And he was, you know what? He was incredible for the Senators. And I think that's the other part that like people are like, I think people are upset with him about. I think I don't think.
Sorry.
I understand him. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask, you guys ever watch a game by accident? Like you didn't mean to, you just happened to be watching a game?
Yeah, like Terry, when I watched Terry Crisp for the first time do the intermission report, and I have no idea what he's saying. But I like him anyway.
I watched, I think it was game 1 of a series between the Avalanche and the Sharks years and years ago at Justin Fisher's house. And Craig Anderson was the goalie for the Avs.
Oh, yeah.
And we could not shut it off because we were like, when are the Sharks going to beat them? And it was like, I swear to God, it was 50 consecutive saves. Something like that. We could not turn it off. That was the kind of goalie he could be sometimes. Sorry, Adam.
No. That was, anyway, the long and the short of the Erik Karlsson thing is, whatever the answer is, Erik's going to be the lead on that. Him and Brent Burns got to figure it out. Kevin LeBlanc. Like, this is what you got, man. And Doug Wilson's got to get a goalie. That's also clear. And I wouldn't be shocked if Freddie Anderson is a San Jose Shark next year.
You got to find a way to buy out Martin Jones, though, because
how much has he got left?
It's like 3 years
after this one.
Yeah, at like
let me do the bio calculator.
No, it's more. It's 4 years at 5.75.
No.
Yeah. This year, next year, year after that, and year after that. 5.7. And he's an under 900 goaltender. He's barely barely a backup.
Yo, that's where you pull some Nikita Kucherov, Tampa Bay Lightning stuff and be like, he'll be back for the playoffs. Oh shoot, he won't be. Like, you are Robidaw Island, Martin Jones, for 4 years. There's no way.